John Coates, what on Wall Street is the hour between the dog and the wolf?
Well, first of all, the expression is an old French expression, although in Latin it goes back to 200 AD. Refers to twilight, time of day when you can't tell whether an animal coming out of the woods is a dog or a wolf. It also has a deeper, darker meaning, because back then they believed that transformation was possible, that a human or an animal could transform from something tame into something dangerous. I thought it was a good title for the book, because in the book I describe how a winning streak in a trader changes his biology so that he takes on more and more risk with worsening risk-reward trade-offs, basically morphs from something tame into something a bit more dangerous.
Speaking of biology, how much of what traders do is chemical?
Well, a lot. I mean, economics assumes that we are rational economic man, that our minds are in control, that we take financial risks, it's a purely cognitive activity. But in fact, your brain and your body are intimately connected, and when we take financial risks, it's profoundly physical activity. And I think what's missing from both academic finance and economics is an appreciation of the way our biology is shifting our risk preferences so that we take too much risk when we're on a winning streak, we take too little risk during the crash. And I don't think risk management tools are actually picking up on this physiologically based shift in risk preferences.
So can you give me an example of how the market changes a trader's biology, maybe when he's on a real big winning streak?
Yeah, we've been applying a model from animal behavior called the winner effect. The winner effect refers to the fact that an animal that's won a fight or a competition is statistically more likely to win the next round that goes into. This is an extraordinary effect that winning on its own leads to further wins. They looked for the mechanism involved and found that it was rising levels of testosterone, because that's the allotted role of testosterone in the body, is to prepare you for competition. It's why athletes take anabolic steroids. It equates to winning. After a while, when these levels of testosterone get too high, the animals take too much risk, they go out in the open too much, and the risks are stupid risks. They suffer increased rates of predation. And we found that the same thing happens with traders, that when they make an above average profit, they get on a winning streak, their T levels rise, they become overconfident, put on positions that are too big that eventually blow up.
So is there a way that the trading houses, the investment banks, can train their traders, maybe a class, maybe, I don't know, use steroids to profit from the knowledge that you write about in your book?
Well, I mean, I suppose you could hook them up electronically and start sampling them, but I'm not sure that's very practical.
Well, they do with Olympic athletes, why not traders?
That's true, they do. In fact, one of the most interesting collaborations we've got right now is with a group of sports scientists. And they know more than anybody on how to control biology in the interest of performance. I think risk management, I think the banks and hedge funds could learn an enormous amount from sports science.
Is there any blame to be placed on the chemical evolution of traders for the financial crisis?
Well, we think that for the credit crisis, we think that, we're focusing on biology not because we think it's the most important thing. Obviously changes in interest rates, regulatory environment, technological changes, opening up new markets or closing down. They really cause bull markets and bear markets. But there's a big difference between a bull market and a bubble and a bear market and a crash. And we think at the peak of a bull market, the biology really becomes important and pushes this sort of healthy market reaction to news into something more pathological. On the downside, which is what we're really studying now, the stress response that's mounted in traders is so powerful that we think it causes the financial community to become irrationally risk averse and the markets to freeze up, monetary policy to become ineffective.